going to do an insight video today. I sort of like had a few things over the last couple of days. Sort of like this is shifting and changing again in the energies. Um, I went to a boot sale the other day with my wife, and I was just sort of like walking around the boot sale. I come across like a crystal that I picked up the other day. It's very much sort of like a rock. I don't know if it's like an aura quartz, but it's got like a rainbowy sort of like um, rainbow sort of like colours going through, or sort of like oil looking colours. But I also picked up like a dragon the other day, and it's not something that I particularly have sort of like come across too much, like spiritually dragons. I know they're mythical beings, or mystical beings that are very much sort of like around sort of, a lot of sort of like the years and years ago, dragons were seen as these beasts that bring sort of like that have got fire and brimstone. But obviously, if you start looking into it more in a spiritual way, like dragons have fire. Fire's around transformation. It's about transmutation. Fire brings change. Very much sort of like in my past, when I've connected to like flames or like fire, it's been very much around dissolving and releasing. And I was just looking into sort of like as I do when stuff like that comes up new, sort of like this dragon's head that I sort of like picked up. I was very much sort of like directed, and I felt like I sort of like needed to pick it up. And I was just looking at sort of like what they mean like as spiritual beings, and it was very much around like empowerment. It was about presence. It was about the I am presence again, which is to do with this kind of sense and feeling of around the I am presence is like this creative spark that each and every one of us have. And it very much connects again to the creator aspect of self and the infinite self, which is very much around sort of like creation, source energy, source light, and creation. And the dragon is very much around sort of like is symbolic of bringing this magic, but also this back to like oneness again, the oneness of light, oneness of energy, oneness of truth. When I mean like oneness of truth, I'm talking about like truth to me is ultimate reality. It's the understanding that each and every one of us are this spiritual being that was born in light, and we're all creative. We're all aspects of one vibration, one frequency. So truth to me is like the true reality aspect of sort of like an understanding, and again, another thing that was coming through, it's been coming through over the last couple of days, is like awakening again. And awakening is very much around connected into ascension. Ascension is the process of coming back into oneness, and awakening is the understanding that you're not limited. You're not limited by anything. That you have all the opportunities and all the tools and all the energy and all the insight and all the awareness and all the intuition and the understanding that you can bring change, and you can bring a sort of like change in creation, and you can sort of create and manifest within your own life. So it's a very much like a message of sort of like awakening, but also a message of sort of when I say like empowerment, a message of understanding that you have the energy and you have the light to shift and change. A lot of the things that we go through within life is very much around sort of like is around our own thoughts and our own feelings, and it's very much around the physical mind, the 3D sort of like mind. I feel like that over the last couple of days, I felt like the energy can be quite heavy at the moment. So it's about us like shifting and changing and sort of like dissolving, and sort of like very much around sort of like bringing through again this like this awareness and this sort of like understanding that we can shift and change. And again, this connects very much into, so when we talk about illumination, and when I talk about illumination, I talk about illumination in the sense of light, having the understanding, the clarity, the wisdom to bring, sort of like bring through consciousness to our lives and to our experience. And consciousness is a living, breathing thing in it to me. Or it's energy, it's an energy vibration, it's an energy frequency. And when you are sort of like shift and change into spiritual consciousness, you have the understanding, the awareness that you can shift and change your own reality. So illumination is very much connected into that. And illumination again is As I was talking the other day about this sort of like this, I was talking about like a lens, and I was talking about light, and I was talking about the very different rays of energy. So a rainbow is full of these many different colours and these many different frequencies and rays of vibrational energy. And sort of illumination is like that to me. Illumination is sort of like a when we open up to like wisdom and understanding and clarity, then we also open up to our own intuition, but also to our guidance and our infinite self to again once again connect into the master rays and the master's sort of wisdom that each and every one of us are are on this planet, and we're being connected with by angels, by masters, by many different beings that are bringing many different insights and wisdom. And again, an example of this is the dragon that I was very much sort of connected to the other day, and it's not something that I particularly have gone out and sought to sort of like feel like I'm directed to a dragon, or this infinite being that brings this magic, brings this wisdom, this understanding, wisdom of the ages. Um, I did meet somebody a long time ago that used to work with dragons as a spiritual when she used to work spiritually, and they used to bring a lot of sort of like understanding, a lot of wisdom, but they also brought a lot of different sort of like frequencies because there was lots of colours. There's lots of colours with the dragons, so they're very symbolic again of bringing these spiritual sort of like rays of sort of like vibration, and the masters work on rays of wisdom. So it's very much around sort of like the rays are very much connected to wisdom, but they bring a frequency of awareness, a frequency of understanding. You've got like Lord Lanto that brings this yellow, and yellow is very much sort of like creative, but it's also very much around sort of like upliftment. It's about harmony, it's about balance, it's about laughter, but it is very much sort of like on this sort of like illumination, which is the ray that Lord Lanto works with, his illuminated heart, is about being centered. It's about being creative. It's about creation. It's about bringing this wisdom through. You've got Lord Lanto that works on not Lord Lanto, Almora that works on this blue ray. This blue ray that works with like wisdom, the divine intelligence, but also Archangel Michael works on this ray, this blue ray, the blue ray of protection, the blue ray of again awareness, the blue ray of sort of a blue ray of understanding and intuition. And then you've got like Serapis Bay that works on this white ray, the white ray of sort of like white is very much around sort of this higher clarity, this higher awareness, this higher wisdom, this higher understanding. White brings sort of like insight. It brings crystal clear clarity to things. So this is why sort of like clear quartz, sort of like crystals, are really good for raising vibrations, and they raise the vibrations, and they raise understanding, and they raise sort of like our awareness. They also help to heal, and they help to sort of the white sort of ray and the clear quartz crystals as these sort of like master healers work to align our energy and balance our energy. Yeah, so there's sort of like there's many sort of like connections around these rays at the moment. The rays of sort of like the energy that are coming in, which are helping us to anchor in again. Which anchoring is so important at the moment. Each and every one of us needs to become this anchor as we start to shift and change and bring this insight. You've got Serapis Bay that works on this deep, rich purple ray, which very much connects on like universal wisdom and connects with universal teachers. You've got like Melchizedek, who comes in, who's a universal teacher that brings this universal understanding. Raziel, the Archangel Raziel, brings this again, this understanding, this deep, rich purple ray is also very much connected, I believe, to an ascension, and the ascension rays again, because it brings this awareness and this understanding that each and every one of us is connected to that vibration. It also connects to oneness, the oneness vibration again. These rays are really important because they bring a vibration, a frequency, an alignment, but they also sort of like as I start to connect into them, I'm looking into my my own sort of energy, and I'm getting like a little bit of sort of like an impression now, or as I'm starting to talk about this, that there's this like beautiful rainbow sort of light that's coming in and it's entering through my crown chakra as I start to connect into these energies at the moment, and they're very much around, you know, again these rays are part of one vibration, the oneness, this nothing is separate, everything is connected. So it's alignment, it's harmony, it's balance, it's peace, it's understanding. Again, you sort of like, you've got Master Jesus who worked on this golden ray, this golden energy, which is like this Christ consciousness, this awareness again, this insight, this understanding that we're all one vibration, that we're all part of the same source energy. But he also worked on presence and peace, and each and every one of us as spiritual beings need to be in harmony and presence and peace. So it's very much around sort of like, again, dissolving. It's about releasing. It's about transmutation and transformation. And again, Saint Germain works on this vibration, but also Archangel Michael does. Archangel Michael brings us this understanding, this wisdom. The energy of Archangel Michael protects us, but it also gives us the understanding that, you know, we that we're all one. We're all one vibration. We're one frequency, as was Saint Germain. But it's the understanding that nothing's separate, that they're all connected. But like when they are with the Ascended Master Jesus about consciousness, peace, presence, it was also about healing. And healing works on many different levels. Like healing, you know, aligns our energy, but it also awakens us to an understanding. It gives us wisdom, it gives us understanding of how we can use our energy, how we can use it in a way, one to create, one to shift and change, but also our consciousness can be used in a way that we can shift and change reality and create, but we can also sort of shift and change how we approach things. We can shift and change it through consciousness. We create through consciousness. Consciousness is a vibrational frequency of energy, but it also allows us, when our consciousness opens up, to start to receive those messages and that insight and that intuition and that sort of wisdom. Again, Archangel Gabriel is very much connected to this, as he brings, or the energy brings, as it works as a messenger, but it helps us to connect to our own guidance, our own intuition, our own understanding, our own wisdom. And obviously Archangel Gabriel works with us and within our energy to start to bring that understanding that we can receive this divine intelligence, this divine understanding, this divine wisdom. And then illumination is the process of applying it and integrating it, using our light and our energy, and walking in that light and energy. And again, this connects to Ascended Master Lord Lanto, but also to Ascended Master Jesus, who walked in his own light. I am the light, I am the way, I am the truth. And in that way, again, it's about us opening up to that, connecting to that, and starting to integrate it and use it within our lives. So the message today is very much around oneness. It's about harmony, it's about balance, it's about peace, but it's about creation. And it's about each and every one of us has that creator aspect of self, and it's about us opening up to it and shifting and changing things that don't serve us within our own lives, but also anchoring in, because each and every one of us needs to be an anchor, needs to be a vibrational frequency of that source light and creation, to bring change in our own lives, to also harmonize and anchor in a new vibration for the frequency for the planet. And this is what the masters and the angels and all these other beings are working with us. The universal teachers are working with us on this level to bring change and harmony to the planet, and bring a new vibration to the planet. That's the insight for today.